Hi, I'm Dara Dietz, and today I want to spend a little time talking about arthritis and what we can do naturally to take and clear the arthritis issues from the body. Arthritis is caused by acids and wastes in the body that solidify and harden in the joints. These cause the joints to become inflamed and enlarged. What contributes to the arthritic condition and this acid state of the body is a poor food program. Eating your white flours, sugar, basically cheap foods. Meat, animal products contribute to the arthritic condition in the body. Arthritis is a chronic old condition of the body that is formed when the acid and toxins in the body solidify in the joints, causing inflammation and pain and disfigurement of the joints. This is also the urea crystals hardening in the joints, a condition that happens when the kidney does not completely do its job, and the urea is not completely removed from the blood, and then the crystals are allowed to circulate and they will lodge in the joints, causing an inflamed condition in the joints. This can be extremely painful. It's known also as gout. When you have the inflamed condition in the toes, the large toe, or basically any joint. One of the best things that we can do to clear up an inflamed condition such as this when the joints are hot and inflamed is soaking the affected area in apple cider vinegar, a hot solution, at least 50-50%, maybe 60-40, the larger part being apple cider vinegar. Make this, you don't heat the apple cider vinegar, put the apple cider vinegar in your bowl or the whatever it is the pan that you're going to soak the affected area in, and then pour boiling water over it to heat it, and then allow the area to soak for half hour to 45 minutes. By morning, a few hours, I've even had just by the time the end of the soak there was relief, but normally by the next morning or 5, 6, 8 hours after this, you'll find that most of the pain has dissipated and the joint has gone down. It is a huge relief, and it often works very well, especially when you're dealing with gout issues, because they can be so painful that you cannot even apply the salves, which work very well to the joint when they are inflamed and in really bad condition. The apple cider vinegar soak will take down the urea crystals and allow the pain to dissipate, so that then you can apply and pack on the arthritis salve and the other healing salves that work very well at clearing the issue out. The foundational programs that you want to have in place when you're dealing with arthritis are: the bowels have to be open and moving well. There's no sense in trying to dislodge that inorganic mineral deposits from the joints and have it processed out through the kidneys and liver if the bowel is backed up and the waste can't get out. It will just be reabsorbed and the joints will become more inflamed than they were initially. Very painful. The bowels need to be open and working well. The intestinal #1 formula is an excellent aid in getting the bowels to work. This formula, the herbs in this formula, actually work on the peristalsis, that squeezing, kneading motion that moves the waste through the body. When you chew and swallow food, you initiate the peristalsis, that squeezing, kneading motion. The meal that you're eating goes to your stomach and your small intestines. The meal from before that, which has been resting, being absorbed in the small intestines, will now move to the colon. And the meal that was resting in your colon, the one from before that, will be excreted within about an hour of eating. So that is in a perfectly functioning body. If your body is not functioning that well, you need to ensure that it does with some sort of herbal support. The one that I like the most is Lower Bowel Formula number 1. The Lower Bowel Formula number 2 is the black charcoal bentonite clay mix. This formula works as a bowel vacuum. It actually pulls the waste from the bowel walls and from your system and just draws it into itself, and then will hold it suspended until you eliminate it. They work together very well. The intestinal number 1 increases the peristalsis, makes sure that the movement of the waste through the body continues like it needs to. The intestinal number 2 can be binding. The herbs in this formula solidify the bowel. So if you are dealing with any chronic issue where your bowels are too loose, you can use this periodically to tighten the bowels, or episodally. When you have a loose or watery bowel movement, you can use it at that time, and it will solidify the bowels and help pull the toxins and the inflammation from the bowel wall so that you stop having the loose, watery bowel movements. Another very important part to clearing any issue from the body is you've got to get the circulation through the affected area. One of the best ways that I know of to do this is hydrotherapy, your hot and your cold. Whenever you have disease or injury, you have blockage. And it doesn't do any good to put all the herbs into your body to get all that good stuff in and working if the blood that's carrying the nutrients cannot get to the area in your body that is affected. So an arthritic joint is blocked up. The circulation is not happening. We know this because if it was, it wouldn't be blocked up. There wouldn't be pain. Pain is caused from blockage. Blockage, a backup in an area will create pain. So whenever the joints become painful or inflamed, you can know that there's blockage going on. And one of the biggest things and quickest things that you can do, and this should be done on a daily basis whenever you're healing any condition, is your hot and cold therapy. You want to take and get in your shower or get a shower stool and set it in there, and take your shower wand and just make it as hot as you can tolerate and just saturate the area with the hot water. What happens is you'll see the area turn pink, red, pink, bright. This means that the fresh blood is being drawn to the surface. Then you move the shower wand away and you turn the water completely cold. You can also, if you want to, another way of doing it would be to have a bucket with ice water, then standing close by and just plunge the area into the ice water. I usually go between the hot and cold shower simply because that's what's available and I'm not going to set up the ice bucket. But for real intense work, you can go ahead and plunge into an ice bucket the affected joints, hold them there for like 60 seconds, and then take them out and heat them up again. If you're doing it with the hot and cold spigot, turn the water completely cold, bring it back to the affected area, run it over the affected area for about 60 seconds. You will see all the color dissipate. This is the blood being slammed deep into the body. Think about it a little bit like firing a blood bullet into the area. The hot water loads the pistol and the cold fires it. So with the hot water, you're bringing the blood to the surface, and the cold water is slamming it deep through the affected area, through the blockage, so that you are getting a forced circulation through the blockage and getting the nutrients and nutrition into the area that needs this. So hydrotherapy is not an option. This is something that must be done anytime you're dealing with arthritic joints, with any injury or illness. You want to do your hydrotherapy and get the blood to the affected area with the healing nutrients and nutrition to heal. Another really good way to get circulation to an affected area is through massage. Massage is going to physically break up the blockage and clear the area so that the blood and the lymphatic fluids and all this can get into the area, bring in the nutrients, and take out the waste. This can sometimes be extremely painful when the joint is inflamed. There are a couple very valuable herbal combinations that I've personally made into salves that work very well for clearing and opening the area so that circulation can happen and so that massage can be done to the area without so much discomfort. One is the Mullen and Lobelia salve. The Mullen and Lobelia open up the affected area, open up the lymphatic system, and move the excess lymphatic fluid out, which will allow circulation and movement. And often this will release the spastic muscles, the locked joints, and all this, and allow better movement through the arthritic area. Another one for the pain, if there's serious pain in the area, would be the G-Nervine salve. This is a nervine, a salve made with nervine herbs, and the nervine herbs stop nerve pain. The way that they work is the nervine herbs will go into the nerve sheath, calm the nerve down right in the nerve sheath. It will stop being spastic. The pain will stop. This does not numb the area. The nerve is actually calmed down so that it's no longer being spastic and the pain is not being sent out. You will still be aware that the area is damaged. It's not going to numb it. Aspirins and painkillers that numb an area will allow you to overuse the area, thinking that it doesn't hurt, so I can do this or that. This will often contribute to further injuring of the area because it's being overused when it's in a damaged condition. The nervine herbs just calm the nerve down in the nerve sheath, but you're still physically aware. You still can feel that there's damage in there. It just doesn't hurt. Okay, to rebuild the affected area, first you want to clear the urea crystals out, get the inflammation down, and clear all this out so that you've got good movement through the area. This is done very well with what we call the Arthritis Formula, which is a salve that can be applied over the inflamed affected area and packed on overnight. The way you do a salve pack is you apply the salve to the flannel, and it's a double layer flannel. Then you're going to put that on a piece of press and seal wrap. The press and seal is sticky on one side, so it will stay put. So you just lay that over onto the press and seal wrap with the salve up, and then you'll just take and apply that and plaster that over whatever affected joint that you want, and it will stay put through the night. I've done this many times on my hands and my knee, different joints that were inflamed or acting up for me. The A&R salve works and stands for arthritis and rheumatism. The A&R salve works to clear the urea crystals from the area, take down the inflammation, and reduce the swelling, and basically very good with alleviating pain. Once you've got this condition under control, then you would want to move to the bone, flesh, and cartilage, what we call BF and C salve. This can be applied topically over the area, and the herbs in this formula actually help knit the body back together. The comfrey, the marshmallow, the different herbs in this formula are wonderful for knitting the joints and all that back together. And they also have your gravel root and your herbs for debriding inorganic mineral deposits from the area. Okay, there is no reason to suffer from arthritic conditions. If you're willing to do the work in your body, if you are willing to stop doing those things that made you sick and begin to do the things to create health in your body, you can rise above the arthritic and rheumatoid, the pain, all that comes from this. We'll start with making sure that the eliminative organs are open and that the waste can get out, and then begin to use the herbal supports over the joints and affected areas, packing them on to help clear, support the body in clearing these issues from the body, and also go ahead and use the herbal extracts in combination with the herbal supports, the salve supports, to increase the benefit and the healing that can be created through using these wonderful herbal tonics to clear this condition from the body. This is not a miracle. It is not something that's going to happen overnight, though I have been told by people that the inflammation would go down overnight and they'd feel like a brand new person by morning. But that is not the complete healing. That is just getting the inflammation down and starting to feel better. And the more you move, the better you can move, the quicker the healing is going to happen, because all that creates circulation in the body. So movement is vital, and being able to move is vital. If you're in pain, you're not going to want to do anything but sit there. So getting all this going, a good food program, getting the bowels moving well, all of this is vital, and then using the herbal supports that can create health in the body and remove this condition from the joints. Okay, if you've enjoyed this and if you would like more information on arthritis, rheumatism, gout, any of these, we have information sheets available in our members area, as well as they can be sent via email if you want to email me. My email is mail, M-A-I-L, @healmarketplace.com. There's also excellent articles on these different issues on my blog, which is daradietz.me. And if you enjoy these, please do subscribe to us.